Today is the last day of our Arctic cold blast, and then we'll start to warm up going through the week. We also have a major winter storm to break down across the country going through this week, followed by your long-range weather forecast, what you can expect through the first week of February later on in today's video. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. If you are new to the channel and like detailed weather breakdowns across North America and the tropics, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and also like the video down below. It helps out more than you know. Let's look at our temperature anomalies heading out the door this morning, and you can see looking out across the eastern 2/3 of the country, we are primarily well below normal with our temperatures. With that Arctic blast continuing through today, we're starting to trend above normal across the western third of the country today. And looking at our morning temperatures heading out the door, again, Arctic cold across the eastern 2/3. We're waking up to below zero lows up here across the Midwest, and single digits from portions of the interior New England region, the Ohio Valley, and portions of the upper Midwest. And notice the freezing line this morning all the way down into north central Florida and the Gulf Coast. So it is feeling the effects of that as far south as New Orleans and Panama City this morning. Here are your wind chills this morning as well, and you can see 20 to 30 degrees below zero up here. Places like Chicago, Rockford, Illinois, getting back toward Des Moines and Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's where the core of those coldest wind chills are this morning. And as we go into the afternoon, temperatures will improve greatly since we start to see that cold air mass moving out. Temperatures will be rebounding into the teens and 20s across the portions of the Midwest, the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes, and then on up through New England as we go into the afternoon. Going through this week, though, after today's cold spell, we're going to start to rebound our temperatures as early as tomorrow on your Monday, and you can see above normal temperatures are favored across portions of the United States. But look, as we go late week, Thursday into Friday time frame, we trend well above normal with our temperatures by then, and not only across the U.S., but also southeastern Canada. So we're going to see that Arctic cold move up into areas where it normally is across the Arctic by the time we get into the late week time frame. So here's your current weather conditions across the country. We aren't seeing much happening across the eastern 2/3 of the country as a strong high pressure system is in control here, but we have a weather system out west bringing a lot of precipitation, including rain, snow, sleet, and freezing rain across some of these areas. And there's that strong high pressure system today hanging out across portions of the Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley there, and that is going to start to move eastward going through tonight and into your Monday, introducing that major winter storm potential as soon as tonight. But let's look here out west at our precipitation here across the western U.S. today. You can see we have some snow showers across the higher elevations there of the Four Corners region, even some rain showers across portions there of the Phoenix region, Las Vegas, and then up there towards Seattle and Portland. We start to see some rain through today. Going into tonight, we're going to have a wave of more significant precipitation moving onto the west coast of the United States. So western Washington State, western Oregon, and northern California starts to get a super soaker of some rain out here. A lot of rainfall rates coming down over an inch per hour. And then as we go through Monday, a lot of that rainfall into northern California will be stretching farther to the south and east into central and southern California. The higher elevations there, the Sierras getting some heavier snows, and also the heavier snows spreading in there across Nevada, eastern Oregon, Idaho, and into eastern Washington state on Monday. Going into Tuesday, we start to shut off the precipitation across the immediate west and start to move that across portions of the Rockies with the snowfall out there from western Montana, Idaho, western portions of Wyoming, down into Utah and the Four Corners regions, starting to see some of that rain and snow as we go into Tuesday. So here's your total precipitation in inches now through Wednesday, January 24th, and notice the heavy rainfall swath out here near the coast of the West Coast. You can see from Seattle, Portland, down through Sacramento, the Fresno region, and even as far south as Los Angeles and San Diego, we start to see some very heavy rains as we go through the middle of the week. week. And zooming it in here to Northern California, look at all the rainfall amounts here, over 3 inches across portions of the Sacramento Valley. So definitely going to be seeing some heavier rainfall. And with all that rainfall coming down in a shorter amount of time, over the next 24 to 48 hours, there is some concern for flash flooding here across northern and northwestern California, as we have that marginal to slight risk of flash flooding, the slight risk being in the yellow here as we go through today into your Monday time frame. And then that slight risk for flash flooding encompasses the Los Angeles and San Diego regions as we go into that Monday into Tuesday time frame. So something to keep an eye on for flooding further out across the west. Looking at the snowfall prospects as well, looking at some heavier snows for the Sierras, over a foot of snow again over the next few days. We see a lot more snow here across the Rockies as more of that precipitation moves further to the east with time, especially Tuesday and into that Wednesday time frame. Then looking here across the middle of the country, we're gearing up for a major winter storm to overspread the region as we start as soon as tonight and going through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday time frame here. This is your precipitable water values in inches here tonight, and you can see the Gulf of Mexico is open for business here. We're going to start to see more of that moisture moving north through portions of Texas, getting into Oklahoma there, Arkansas, and Louisiana as we go into tonight. That deeper moisture by early on in the week will start to spread north across the lower and middle Mississippi Valley region. And then by late week, that finally reaches the southern lakes, into the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and as far north and east as even New England as we go through that late week time frame. So let's time out some of the precipitation expected. As soon as tonight, we have some freezing rain and sleet down here across the south central plains from Kansas, western Missouri, getting through portions of Oklahoma and North Texas. This does include the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Kansas City, and then up here toward Wichita as we go through tonight. Rainfall further south, so the Rio Grande Valley, you're going to remain all liquid with rainfall tonight. As we go into your Monday, that freezing line shifts further to the north, so we'll turn it over to all rain across portions there of the southern plains and most of the central plains, and then we see that freezing line lifting north, so freezing rain and sleet, even some snow mixing in at times across places like the Midwest into the Ohio Valley. So for Milwaukee, Chicago, Peoria, down towards St. Louis there, even Indianapolis, starting to see that frozen precipitation for your Monday morning commute. Going through Monday night, that turns over to rain all the way up into Chicago, Peoria, St. Louis, and most of Indianapolis starts to see that rain change over as we go into Monday night, that freezing line going all the way up into the Great Lakes region. And then going into Tuesday, we see a narrow swath, but a potent swath of snowfall here across portions of New England, going through southeastern Canada toward the Toronto region, going through northern lower Michigan there, and then further back to the west toward Green Bay, Milwaukee, and even Madison, Wisconsin. We start to see some snow as we go through the day on Tuesday, and another round of very heavy rainfall is on the way across the deep south on Tuesday as well, and that will march eastward as we go through Wednesday. So a lot of active weather over the next few days across the middle of the country. And let's look here at our soil moisture anomalies, because it's been very dry across the lower Mississippi Valley here. You can see especially from Tennessee down through northern and northwestern Alabama, much of the state of Mississippi, down into Louisiana, and southeastern Texas has been the hardest hit areas with the drought over the past several months. And you can see that here on the latest U.S. Drought Monitor released this past Thursday, as we do see those reds and maroon reds indicating extreme and exceptional drought here from western Tennessee down through much of north central Mississippi, southeastern Arkansas, through portions there of Louisiana, and far southeastern Texas. So we need the rainfall desperately, and we'll get it as we go through the week. So this takes you through Wednesday, January 24th, so through the middle of this week. Very heavy rain setting up here from the lower Mississippi Valley on up there into portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley and lower Ohio Valley during this time frame. Areas in oranges and reds could be seeing at least 2 to as much as 4 inches of rain between now and that Wednesday time frame. And then as we go through the rest of January, notice that heavier rain spreads to the east and to the northeast across portions of the Ohio Valley, New England, the Mid-Atlantic, and even the Southeast in some areas could be seeing double-digit rainfall totals when it's all said and done by the end of January. Now looking at the wintry side of this system here, there are winter weather advisories hoisted by your local National Weather Service offices here from the St. Louis region back through Kansas City, down toward Little Rock, and even the Tulsa region here through the morning hours. And zooming it in here, we actually have winter storm watches across portions of eastern Oklahoma into far northwestern portions of Arkansas, winter storm warnings for the Fort Smith area, and ice storm warnings not too far to the west there of Little Rock, anticipating some accumulating ice. Here's your ice accumulation potential as we go through the middle of the week. This takes you through Wednesday, January 24th. Notice the corridor here from the southern Great Lakes, the Midwest, down through the south central plains here, and this could be as far south as the Dallas-Fort Worth area, into Abilene, and into Waco, Texas, potentially as well. And you can see that corridor, primarily a few hundredths to a couple of tenths of an inch of ice, but zooming it in here across western and northwestern Arkansas with those ice storm warnings, there could be pockets of up to a half an inch of ice in this region, especially between Fort Smith and Little Rock, Arkansas, through that Wednesday time frame. And then further north, as it gets cold enough, we'll start to see more of that wet snow start flying around across portions of eastern Iowa, far northern Illinois, getting into southern Wisconsin, Michigan, and into southeastern Canada there. And those amounts will be very light primarily, but we could be seeing a potent area there of around 2 to 4 inches worth of snow from portions of southern Wisconsin through central Michigan during that time frame from early to midweek. And looking at those travel impacts, the winter storm severity index through the week as well, you can see starting across the south, we have those minor to moderate travel disruptions from portions of far northern Texas into Oklahoma there, into Arkansas, eastern Kansas, and into Missouri. And then that will lift north and eastbound, especially Monday night, Tuesday, and into Wednesday across the Midwest, the northern Ohio Valley, and into the southern lakes, with at least those minor travel disruptions through that time frame. Now turning to the long-range weather forecast here is your temperature anomalies for the first full week of February, from February 1st through the 7th. And notice we're going to be hanging on to our above normal temperatures likely across southern Canada and into the northern tier of the United States, and we'll be cooling off a little bit more for that first week in February across the West Coast and down into portions of the Rockies and the Four Corners region during that time frame. Precipitation trends here, we are trending drier down here across the East Coast, and we are trending wetter across the center of the country and out west, especially there into California, into Nevada, into Arizona there, into Utah, and even New Mexico, and then that will spread into the Great Plains as we go through the first 7 days there of February, with probably a lot of snow out across the Rockies and a lot of rain across the middle of the country as we do have those warmer temperatures. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel down below for detailed weather breakdowns across North America and the tropics. I will keep you covered right here on this channel every step of the way. And also press the like button down below. It helps out more than you know. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their weekend out there.